Yadav would like to welcome you all to the first day of the Microsoft Power BI workshop, which is being conducted in association with Data Skills. Now, I would request our teacher in charge, Dr. Vijayalakshmi Suvarna, to kindly introduce today's speaker.
Good morning, all. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Okay. Yes. Good morning, all. Respected Vice Principal, Dr. Naveen Punjabi, our resource person of the day, Mr. Kartik Dale, and my colleagues and my dear students. I welcome you all to the two-day workshop on Power BI. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce our resource person of the workshop on Power BI, Mr. Kartik Dale. Sir has done his MBA in finance. He is a corporate trainer, consultant, and he is the founder of Data Skills, an institution managed by industry experts and highly experienced professionals located in Hyderabad. He has 11 years of experience across the industries such as IT, healthcare, retail, to name a few, in coaching and developing technical skills pertaining to business intelligence space. He also has 7 years of experience in corporate training. Sir also influences creativity and dynamicity in training, content creation, and facilitation, both online and classroom training. He, along with his team at Data Skills, conducts various training programs in different industries. He said he enjoys teaching and working in Power Query. Data Skill has been awarded the Urban Pro Excellence Award for 2019. And they are also recognized as an authorized test center to conduct the Microsoft Office Specialist exam. During the lockdown, his team at Data Skill conducted free training program to over 4,000 students. In the 2 days workshop, Sir is going to give an introduction to Power BI and Power Query also, and participants make the best use of his expertise. Thank you. Over to you, Aditi.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I request our esteemed Vice Principal of the HR College of Commerce and Economics, Dr. Naveen Punjabi, sir, to kindly address the gathering.
Thank you, Aditi. Professor Dr. Vijayalakshmi Suvarna, our guest Kartik Daleji, and all the fellow participants who have come to know more about Power BI. Firstly, thank you so much for conducting this two-day workshop, Kartik. I think it is the need of the hour, and Power BI has been very well adapted by industry, and it is gaining a lot of prominence. And as students, we have to understand that we don't know what future jobs we are going to be in, as the jobs are itself changing dynamically. So we have to adapt those skills, and we have to change in order to be more employable. So I must congratulate the Maths Club under the leadership of Suvarna Madam, the chairperson, vice chairperson, and the entire organizing committee for organizing this wonderful workshop for the students. I wish you all the best, and would suggest ask as many questions to the resource person to clarify concepts. And then if you wish to dwell deep into Power BI, you may connect with them and take things forward. So I wish you all the best, and best wishes for this two-day workshop. All the best.
Thank you for your words, sir. Now I would hand over to Kartik Dale, sir, to start with the workshop.
Thank you, Aditi. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for the warm welcome. Let me share my screen. Could you please confirm? Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Great. So once again, good morning, everyone. Hope you are able to hear me clearly and able to see my screen. So let's get started with this Power BI webinar. So I'm really happy to take this session to these many people. So you see this. Before I start, I request all you people to please turn off your mobile and be here in the sense like, I mean, uh, mentally here. And most of your on time, I really appreciate that. And be enthusiastic. When you're enthusiastic, you can learn quickly and give response. I'll be asking couple of questions and try to answer. At the same time, if you have any queries, feel free to ask me the questions. I'll be happy to answer your queries. So in this session, what we are going to discuss is like how to download the Power BI and what is the data visualization, like importance of the data visualization, and like Tableau versus Power BI. And most of the time we'll spending on the Power Query because that is the first step in the Power BI. So we'll do hands-on experience. I mean, we'll do practically work with the Power BI. So I'll concentrate more on the practical than the theoretical. I'll be giving the some material where you can go through the theoretical part because we have the time is a constraint. In this 2 days, 4 hours, we need to we'll try to cover as much as possible. So let's get started. So data visualization, little introduction about the data visualization. Data visualization is the graphical representation of the charts, graphs, like and also maps. Data visualization tools provide an accessible way to see and understand trends and patterns in data. In this generation, data is a new fuel. So whoever are the richest persons in the world, they know how to play with the data. People who are knows playing with the data, I mean working with the data, like they'll be their graph in their career will be higher. So always give the importance to data. So this Power BI is one of the tool which will allow you to understand the data. Let's say like you take any company, small company or big company, there will be data. So if you understand what the data is speaking, every data is tried to speak, you need to understand that. How do you understand? With the mediums like this, data visualization tools like Power BI, Tableau, there are many. So this Power BI is a booming one. There are so many companies are implementing this Power BI. You can get a very good jobs using this Power BI one, because every company wants to understand what is happening in their company. Like if they have 10 lakhs of records, no one will understand what exactly happening, or whether the sales are increasing or decreasing, how is my business, and what is the forecast. So we don't understand until unless you visualize that. So you see here, I have the data, which says that month wise, how many customers visited and what is the overall sales. And this is what the numbers. Whereas here you see that same data, it is represented in the charts. By seeing this chart, you can see that here in this November and December, that sales are increased. Quickly we can figure it out. Whereas if I see here, I don't figure it out that numbers. Most of the times, human beings understand charts better than the data. You see here, like 80% of people understand graphs. Only 20% people can understand the raw data. So this 80%, most of them are, the majority is 80%, right? So they can understand the graphs, maps, this charts, nothing but these things will prepare with the data and this Power BI tool. So this Power BI is a data visualization tool from the Microsoft. So there are many data visualization tools like Power BI, Tableau, IBM Cognos, and also ClickSense. There are what is it, 25 plus BI tools are there. We call them as a BI tools. Like there are so many, but this Power BI is a most popular one. There is a Gartner report. I'll be showing it. It is not that because I'm teaching the Power BI, it is a number one. There is an international published called Gartner report where every year they'll publish the who is the number one in the BI tools. So always for last 5 years, this Power BI and Tableau, these two are coming at top. And recently, like Power BI is top than the Tableau one. So I'll try to explain you Power BI in short. In short, then we'll get into practical one. So if I'm going fast, or if you have any queries, type that in chat box. Otherwise, you can unmute and you can speak. Every now and then I'll be checking the chat box, so feel free to ask. So see here, this Power BI in short. First thing is you need to the data. What are the data which you have, which might be sitting in the Notepad or Excel or SQL, Access, MongoDB or SAP, Salesforce. It can be many other places. Always data won't be in the one application. You need to connect with a different application to get the data. Correct? So Power BI will allow you to connect with the different applications, whether it is SQL or Excel or Access or even like websites. From websites also we'll get the data. You people are like commerce people, like you'll get the all the stock market information from the websites, or finance data from the website, or from the cloud, or from the there are so many applications where you can get the data. So you can get the data, you can connect to those applications by using the Power Query. That is called connect. You can connect to different applications. That is a part one, first part in the Power BI. Then transformation part. The data which you receive, which you get it from the different application, this won't be in the format which you are looking for. It won't be clean. It won't be neat. Like you need to transform the data according to your requirement. So the transformation part will do it using the Power Query. So we'll connect the data and we'll transform the data. After transforming the data, we'll do something called shaping the data. Nothing but data modeling also we call it. Shape the data, like connect one table with another table. So this is not a part of the webinar. We'll be how to connect and how to transform. These two parts we'll be discussing in detail. And shaping the data, once you transform, there is data modeling, connecting one table with another table, how to do that and all we'll be seeing in the shape. Nothing but data modeling. And after getting the data, after connecting and after data modeling, we need to visualize. We need to create the charts and all, so that we can visualize the data, we can understand what exactly it is telling by the data. So after visualizing, I prepared being a Power BI developer, but I need to submit to my management or CEO, CFO, whoever it is. So there is nothing but sharing, that publishing. So you can publish, you can share the file, just like Excel file you're sharing through Outlook or Gmail, whichever the mail. Otherwise, instead of sending that report, you can upload in the cloud. They can see it from that link. They can see it, that report. So that is a published, and they can consume that report. They can see that report, whether it is a mobile or Android, iOS. It could be anything. They can consume the data. They can see it and they'll take the appropriate decisions based on the reports. So this is what all in short about the Power BI. So as I told you, like if I go back, you need to connect the data from the different applications and transform the data and shape the data, then visualize, then publish and share. I mean, publish and consume. So that's what the overall steps in the Power BI. So when the Power BI started and what is the costing, all this information, I'll be sharing the slides with you. You can go through that. These are the theoretical part one. Let's get into practical now. First, I'll show you how to download the Power BI desktop. I think some people are having the issue with how to download that one. So open any Internet Explorer or Google Chrome. I open Google Chrome, where you can type that Power BI free download, Power BI free download, something like this. Enter. Once you enter, first one itself is a Microsoft one. It is download Microsoft Power BI. So you'll find it at top itself. Click on it. Download Power BI tools and apps. So you can click on the download. Otherwise, download advanced download options you can click. So let me click on the download. Once I click on the download, open Microsoft Store. Something it is showing this like if I click on this Microsoft Store, it will take you to the store, Play Store. Microsoft Store, just like a Play Store of the Google one, Microsoft Store is there. From here, you can install. Once you click on it, it will install. So what are the pre-requirements to install it? It is mentioned here actually within the site. If I go here once again, if I go to this advanced options, in this advanced options, you can see that what is your system requirements. Either it can be Windows 10, Windows 8, or like a Windows 7 is also fine, but make sure that you have the latest Internet Explorer or Google Chrome. If you don't have the Internet Explorer, or Internet Explorer means that Edge, now we're calling as Edge, right? Earlier it was Internet Explorer. Internet Explorer 10 or greater, otherwise Google Chrome is also fine. From there you can download. And while you're downloading, like your system might be 32-bit or 64-bit. So instead of going to advanced one, you can directly click on this. As I show you, once again I'll show you. You go here. There are two buttons, right? Like download and advanced download option. You can go to download. It will take care which whether it is a 32-bit or 64-bit. It will taken care. You click on it and open Microsoft Store. And here, as I already have that system, as I already have it, like here it is showing the install, nothing but it will install once again. You click on the install, it will get installed. So I hope most of you are already downloaded. That's what I'm assuming. So here you see in desktop also you'll find that Power BI desktop. Let me show you, take it here. Power BI desktop. This is a application. Anmol asking once again to repeat. Okay. Anmol, simple. What you do is just type Power BI free download, or just download also fine. And downloads here first link itself powerbi.microsoft.com. Otherwise you click on this downloads. Once you click on it, go to this download and click it. Once you click on download, there will be Microsoft Store it will take, and from there you download it. That's it. Yeah. Now here you have the Power BI desktop. Once you installed it, let me open this. Once I open it, that Power BI application blank one, it will get open. Blank report, just like a blank Excel file. So it is getting open now. This is a Microsoft product, so it is showing that Microsoft. It is getting open. This will be around 300 MB, I guess. But as we are downloading in the system, the 300 MB should not be the issue. This is a common software size. Yeah. Once I open this, you see this. This is how it will look to you. This Power BI desktop, get data, resend, all this website, and here you see that collaborate and share. What you can do with the Power BI, it is showing this, and what are the new things in the Power BI, all those things. And there is something called buy now. You need not to click this buy now, and you need not to click on this get started. You can close this button, no problem. You can close this button. Once I close here, understand this, there's a blank report, right? So until unless you get the data, you cannot work with the Power BI. First step is getting the data from the Power BI. You need to connect to data. You need to get the data to Power BI. So for that reason, it is showing that get data to your report. For preparing the report, you needed data. So once loaded, your data will appear in the fields pane. Something is saying that's okay. These are new options actually. These four are newly, it is showing it. Fine. So let's say we need to get the data, right? So from where you want to get the data, whether it is from the Excel or SQL or paste from the blank table, all these options it is giving, some 4 options it is giving. So even if you're using the old already, if you are downloaded, you may not see these options, no problem. You can go to this home ribbon. In the home ribbon, get data from where you want to get, from Excel or Power BI data sets, or there are so many options are available here. Not only this, actually, if I click on this more, you will find that you can connect to data from the many places. From which places and all, it is asking. Once I click on that more, it is showing that all. Excel, text or CSV, XML, JSN, folder, PDF. Oh, this list is very big. Around 143 places you can get the data. There are some of the software you may not even heard about it. So there are from many applications you can get the data. So that's fine. First, let me show you what data I'm going to connect. See this in my some folder. I have all the raw data files, which is already shared with you all this 11 files. Let me open this customer info. This is a text file, txt text file. Let me open this. Once I open this, how it look like? See this now. See this customer key, prefix, first name, last name, and birth date. All that information is here. Some thousands of rows we have. All these records. So this data from the text file, we need to get it to our Power BI. So in such case, what I'm going to do is, I'll click on this. I just open the Power BI report. Please share the link to download these files. Fine. Shall I share it here? Let me check it. I'm sharing the file here. Let's see like whether you are able to download it or not. First, I'll share the only one file. This text file, I'm sharing it. I just shared it in the chat box of the Zoom, same meeting. Give it a try. If you are able to download that file, please confirm that so that other people also. If one person is able to download, everyone should be. Okay, great. Thank you. Please share this link to our WhatsApp group. Which link, Arya? Admin, could you please look into that, like what they are saying? But you can download it from here actually. But however, like if some people might be joining from the mobile, if you are unable to practice now, actually I'm recording the session. I'll be sharing this recording with you. You can go along with this, and also by the time I'll be sharing the files already shared to ma'am. Like ma'am will share to you all of you these links. Later you can do the practice.
Sir, we've already mailed the all the sheets to everyone.
All the sheets. Oh, great.
Yes,
Great.
I'll send it on the WhatsApp group as well.
Okay, great. Yeah, guys, like what you are referring, like that WhatsApp group one, ma'am is going to share it, but already ma'am shared to all of you. Please look into your mail so that you can able to download. Yeah, thank you. So let's connect now. Here is a home ribbon. In the Power BI report, home ribbon. In the home ribbon, we can get the data from the many places I've shown you. Like we need to get from the text or CSV, the text file, right? So here is the option called text or CSV. If that option is not showing here, you click on this more, and where you can find it all of them. It will open that all the dialog box. You see that get data from where you want to get data. Actually, here you see the text or CSV. I'll click on this text or CSV. I'll click on this connect. Remember the Power BI in short, that PPT I was showing, where I was telling that you can connect with a different application, Access, Excel, many places, websites, right? So now we are trying to connect, get data. We're trying to connect text or CSV data. Connect, you see this. Once I click on this connect, it will ask you where is your data is. So let's say I'll just navigate wherever it is. I'm just selecting the path. Yeah, here is a first requirement. So customer info text file something. So I click on this open. Once I click on open, here you see this all the data. It is showing the preview. Customer key, prefix, first name, last name, birth date, and all this information. You can see all that fields are columns and also data here. So based on first 200 rows, this is what the delimiter is tabbed. So this is what the data it is. You don't click on the load. By default, it is load is enabled. You can, if you say enter, all the data will be loaded to your Power BI. Don't click that. That is not a good practice. Why? I'll tell you later. Click on the transform data. Transform data. If you connect the dots, earlier I was showing in the PPT that connect to different applications and transform, right? That's what we are doing, the transform now. So see this, it is open another window on top of the Power BI report. It is open another window, Power Query Editor, untitled Power Query Editor. It's showing. That's fine. You see this, you can minimize or like you can move here and there. Yeah, you see this. This is my Power BI report, and on this Power BI report, untitled, we did not save it yet. That is the reason. Untitled Power BI desktop, it's saying. On top of it, this is open the another window called Power Query. This Power Query is an inbuilt tool in the Power BI. So what this Power Query will do, it will transform the data, it will clean the data. Like on this data, you can do so many things. So what exactly we can do? Let's see this now. So here we have the customer key, prefix, first name, last name, and so on. For example, we have the first name and last name, correct? What if I want to merge this to into one column where I want to get the full name? Here is the first name, here is the last name. Instead of first name and last name in two columns, I want to get it in the one column where I want to get the full name. Okay. So what you do is select this first name, hold the control key and select the last name as well. After selecting the first name and last name, right click. There is an option called merge columns. Once you click on the merge column, these two columns will become one column. You see this? I'll click on this merge columns. Once I click on merge columns, it is asking that choose how to merge the selected columns. Do you want to separator? It is taking none. For example, here you see um, there is a John and Young. So these two names I want to merge, but while you're merging, there should be a space in between them. If you don't have the delimiter, it will be combined everything. So what I do is I'll go here. I'll tell that I need a space in between the two words, that first name and last name. That is the reason I have taken separator, the delimiter as a space. And what is the new column name you want to give? By default, it is taken as a merge. It is giving that giving the name of it, not optional. The new column name you need not to give. By default, I'm giving as a merge. But instead of merge, I can give it as a full name, because that first name and last name only we are combining. So I can give it as a full name. So I'll click OK now. Once I click OK, now you see this. It is showing the full name here, full name. And space is delimiter, correct? So but full name is good, but usually we'll write employee names or student names in the proper case, not in the all uppercase. You see this, all are in the uppercase. We don't want that. We want to make it in the proper case. Proper case means what? Let's say if it is a Virat Kohli, B will be capital, and in the Kohli, K will be capital, and remaining all will be lower case, correct? So that is what we call it as a proper case. So if you want to make it as a proper case, select this column, select that column, right click, and here is an option called transform. In the transform, there is a lowercase, uppercase, and capitalize each word. Once I click on this capitalize each word, oh, you see this? It is done quickly, that all that into lowercase. Proper case. Capitalize each word, nothing but making that proper case. So yes, it is done all of them. So this is well and good. If you observe something here, whatever the steps we are doing, everything is getting recorded here. Applied steps, we call it. It is called as applied steps. Just now we done the capitalize each word. That's what it is showing it. Before to this capitalize each word, it is showing that merged columns. We merge the columns. And before that, this change type, promoted, headers, and source, all are predefined steps. Already 3 steps. When you connect it, we are getting the data from some source. And it is promoted the headers. Promoted the header means it will take the headers, and the data types of it is change. These 3 steps are automatically, when you connect it, it will do. But this extra steps we have done, that merged columns and capitalize each word. And if you want to give some name to it, I'll write 1 underscore get data from text file. Some name you can give it. Enter. This query name is, this is a query name. So we are done with the transformation part, and I can simply go to this and click on the close and apply. Close and apply means close this Power Query editor, and apply this data to Power BI. That's what it means. So I click on this close and apply. Once I click on it, you see this untitled Power BI desktop, apply query changes. It is applying. All the data, whatever the transform in the Power Query, that will be applied to this Power BI. Okay, but where is the data? It is not showing any data here. You see this? These are the three places. I mean, three views. Report view. Another one is a data view. In the report view, you need to create the views, create the reports by looking into data. But actually, if you want to see the data, you need to click on the data view. Once you click on the data view, you see this, whatever that Power Query is loaded. You see this, like all the full names, birth date, and so on. This full name only we work. We merge that columns and we change it to proper case. That's what it is showing exactly here. Actually, in your raw data, in the text file, it is first name and last name. But here, yes, it is transform the data. The transformation part, we had done it in the small transformation. However, we done it in the using the Power Query. That data is here. So if I go back to this report view, if you remember earlier when it was first time when I opened the Power BI report desktop, it was showing the Excel, SQL, get data from these applications. It was telling us to prepare the report. But now it is saying that this view has changed. Build visuals with your data. Nothing but it knows that now there is a data. You can create a visuals. You can create the report. You can create the chats. So from where? From all these places. Like this is what our query name. Using this query, you can create it quickly. Let's say, like I mean, we don't concentrate much on the how to create the report and all in this session. However, if you have the data, yes, you can create the visuals quickly. For example, I'll select this gender. Once I select the gender, and it is showing the male, female, and NA, not given that information. And if I have any numbers, their salaries or their income, there is no number related here. Of course, we have the some total children, but that I don't want to count it. It doesn't make any sense. So if we have any income information, I would have selected. It would have shown that total female income is this much, total males income is this much, and so on. But just for information sake, I'll just enable it. So females, they have these many children. Some information it is giving. So you can create the table, a chat, many things. So I don't discuss about this as of now. Fine. So we connected the data to text file and we got it. We received, I mean, we transformed something. So I'll show you one more example. Once I show this example, I'll ask you to do the third example one. So you see this one more time, second one, this Excel file. This time, Excel file. Earlier it was a text file. This time I have the Excel file. Let me open this. Once I open this file, yeah. In this Excel workbook, we have the one sheet called input, and where are the employee names, all that employee names we have. What exactly I need here is these employee names should be split into, instead of full name, I want to split it into multiple columns. Nothing but this Rohit Sharma, it should show Rohit here and Sharma. And David Warner, David Warner. If it is VVS Lakshman, it should be VVS Lakshman and so on. So understand here that right now it is around 30 records, but in future it can be 300 or it can be 3000, it can be any number. So every day this report I will receive, I want to split this data in Excel. Yes, you can do it, but the thing is, if you need to split this data using Excel, every day you need to select this data and go to data ribbon, text to columns. So I'll show you quickly that Excel way, the manual way people, the way they do it. Copy paste it just for your information. I've taken a copy and paste it. They'll take a copy of the data, like go to data ribbon, text to columns, some delimited, click on this next, and space is a delimiter. Here the space is a delimiter because Rohit and Sharma space is a delimiter. If it is underscore, we would have taken the underscore. Click on that next, and I'm going to load this data. Finish. It is showing that Rohit and Sharma, David Warner, and Tim Cook, and so on. But actually, I lost the actual data. I need a, full names, and beside to it, that splitted names I should require. So if the new data comes, again I need to do the same steps. I need to remove all this, whatever I had done, and I need to copy paste the data, and then I will be doing the text to columns every day. So instead of doing that way, how easily it can be done with the Power BI, I'll be showing you now. I'll close this file. And now we need to get the data from the Excel. You can click on this get data drop down and click on the Excel. Excel is a most of the times people have the data in Excel or SQL. These are the two common places. So you can click on the Excel. You can connect to that Excel file. Where is the data it is asking? You see this? That Excel file is to spread data. This is the one, right? Just now I saved it also. That's what it is showing. So I'll select it and click open. Nothing but we are connecting. Once I connect, you see that some navigator is showing. For the text file, it won't show any navigator. For the Excel file, it will show. Here, it is showing that some table 6. If I click on this table 6, it is showing the same employee name, Rohit Sharma, David, and so on. If I click on this input is a sheet. Input is a sheet name. In the input also, nothing but sheet name also, the same data. It is always advised to take the tables of data. If it is a format as table 1, you take the table instead of the sheet. Because in this sheet, if you have any other data, that data also will be loaded. In this case, happily, there is no other data. But I want to import the table. So I'll select this table, enable the checkbox, enable the checkbox. If you don't enable, if you just select it, it will show the preview, how the data is look like. But there is a load and transform is disabled because you are not enable the checkbox. I enable the checkbox, nothing but we are trying to get data from Excel to this Power BI. So we enable this. Again, don't click on the load, click on the transform data. Once I click on the transform data, it is showing same data, employee name, Rohit Sharma, David Warner, and so on. So it is showing all this data here. So what exactly we want? We need to split this data, correct? And I need to have that full name also. Full name, and beside to it, the splitted name, nothing but first name and last name in this case. So Rohit Sharma should be here and Rohit and Sharma. Like this I want. In that case, I can simply right click, duplicate the column. There is option called duplicate column. Once I duplicate column, same data is duplicated here. Same data is duplicated here. Now on this data, I don't touch this one because we need a full names. So on this data, right click, split data. There is an option called split column. Remember one thing in the Power Query, if you know right click in system, if you know how to do right click, you can do so many things in the Power Query. Trust me. Yeah. So split column by delimiter. This is the most frequently and popularly used one. So you can use this by delimiter. Split column by delimiter. There are many other options. In Excel, you don't have these many options. But in the Power BI, yes, we have. You can split by delimiter or fixed width or lowercase, uppercase. There are so many options are here. I'll go with the by delimiter. Once I click on by delimiter, it will ask you split column by delimiter. Split column by delimiter. Where the split it, it also understood that what is your delimiter. The delimiter here is a space. I did not select it. From the drop down, it is automatically selected the delimiter is a space, and it is asking that, hey, you want to split the data. I understood. How do you want? Is it leftmost delimiter or rightmost delimiter or each occurrence of the delimiter? What do you understand with this? Like, if I select that each occurrence of the delimiter, it means that if it is a Mahendra Singh Dhoni, how many spaces we have? 2 spaces, nothing but spaces or delimiter. So as there are 2 spaces, it will split it into 3 columns. If it is a Virat Kohli, only one space, nothing but one space, right? Two columns, Virat in one column and Kohli in another column. So that's how it is going to split. So if I select the each occurrence of the delimiter, that is a default one also. If I select the leftmost delimiter, what will be the output? Can anyone answer this? For Mahendra Singh Dhoni, take this example. If I take this Mahendra Singh Dhoni, leftmost delimiter, what will be the output?
Mahendra, and in the other side it will be Singh Dhoni.
Perfect, superb. Yes. If I select that leftmost delimiter, Mahendra will be one column, and Singh Dhoni, in the another column, remaining column. If it is VVS Lakshman, V in the one column, and remaining that VS Lakshman in the second column. That's how it will be. And rightmost delimiter, like Mahendra Singh in one column and Dhoni is another column. Like this is how. But we want each occurrence of the delimiter. We'll take this and I'll click OK. Now once I click OK, now here you see that Rohit and Sharma, David Warner, and so on. But here it is showing the null. Reason for VVS Lakshman, it is a 4 columns, right? And for Rohit Sharma, it is a 2 columns is enough. And the remaining place, it is showing the null and null. In Power Query, it will show null, but once you load it, it will show the blank. It will show that blank. Yeah. So if you want to change the header names, if you want to change this as a first name, you double click on that and you can change it to first name or whatever it is. Enter. If you want to change this header name also, you can change it. Last name and so on. So like this, you can do the transformation. But one thing after doing all this, I realized that oh, I did not make them in the proper case. If you want, you can select all of them in the select all of them. Select all these columns, right click and transform and make it as a capitalize each word. That is a one way. Just now I make it as a capitalize each word, right? That's what it is showing. Otherwise, before duplicating that column, do you remember like earlier the data was like this, only one column. Actually, once I connected the data, we had duplicated the column. That is the first step we had done. Duplicate the column. Before duplicating itself, you can make it as a proper case. Once you make it proper case, then you make it as a duplicate column. Then you do the split columns. Then it is done, right? Because source data itself become the proper case. That way also you can do multiple ways. It can be done. If you want that way, and if you want to close this Power Query and do it again, not required. So you realize that after change data type, you want to do this proper case. What you can do is, what are the steps we had done? I will close like this. There is a cross button, right? Nothing but close, close, close. Up to here, this first 3 steps are common, correct? So here we are. I'll quickly do whatever I had done till now, but only change here is I'll make it as a capitalize each word first. I'll select this column, right click, transform, capitalize each word. Yes, it is capitalize each word now. Now I'll click on the duplicate. Then I'll select this column, a split column by delimiter. Yeah, rightmost delimiter. Each occurrence of delimiter and space. Space is a delimiter. That is also it is automatically taken and click OK. Now you see that this is what the data now. So this table name, this query name, instead of this table say Excel write to nothing but second example underscore get data from Excel. Some name I'll give it. Enter. Again, I'll click on the close and apply. Close and apply means close this Power Query editor and load it to Power BI. That's what it means. I click on this close and apply. Now, earlier you see that first example one, this is what the one, and here is the second one, get data from the Excel. You see that get data from Excel. If I click on this down arrow one, you can see what are the fields in it. Here also you can click on it, you can see all the fields in it. Otherwise, if you want to see all the 2 data sets, you click on this data where you can see actually this is the data of the first text file one. I want to see that second file, that employee names one. If that is the case, here you see that this is the first one and here is the second. Once I click on it, yes, you can see employee name, all this. Go back to report view. Till now we did not save this file yet. Let's save it, just like Excel file saving. Actually, this Power BI is started from the Excel itself. This Power BI initially started with the Excel 2010 version of Excel. So first, initially they given some option called Power Pivots, then Power Query, Power View, Power Maps. All this clubbed together, they created something called Power BI, which is having the more options than the Excel one because it is a separate application, right? You can connect almost 143 different connections, different application you can connect using this Power BI. Whereas in Excel, not those many. You have many, but not these many. Yeah. So we are not saved it yet. I'm going to save it. I click on the save button. Once you click on save, where do you want to save? Let's say I want to save it in the desktop, wherever it is. Save as type, Power BI file, PBIX it is showing. So file name, the file name, some name I given, introduction to Power Query, desktop, click on save. So here you see that this is what it is showing, like that file name now. Now it is not showing untitled. We have given the title to it and we saved it. Introduction to Power Query, that is the name we given, and Power BI desktop will be always common. So now I'll give a task. What is the task is, open the third one, 3, split data. Split data I just explain you, but I'm giving the different example here. What exactly I want is, here have data, most of the times, I have 11 years of experience in the corporate, guys. I worked a lot with the data. The data which you are looking won't be in the format which you are looking for. There are many times, even their business analysts, they spend a lot of time to clean the data. Actually, business analyst work is to analyze the data, give the appropriate reports to management to take the decisions, right? But he spent a lot of time to clean the data itself. 80% of his job is to, or 80 or 90% to analyze the data. But what exactly people do is like reverse. That 10-20% analyze and remaining 80% cleaning the data, formatting the data. So if you want to save your time and if you want to format the data, clean the data, transform the data, this Power Query is really going to help you guys. So see this, like, yeah, here I have all the data here where I have the employee names. This Tim underscore Cook is actually employee name and some account ID it is. And let's assume that another one is a third one after second underscore, it is a salary, let's assume. So nothing but I want some output like this. Tim Cook, it should be. After that, some that account number 609283442 and 82,500. So that header also should be name or employee name, anything is fine, and account number, then salary. This is how I want you to get the data. Remember that here is a Tim Cook, but whereas there is a Mahendra Singh Dhoni is also there. Nothing but it should be Mahendra Singh Dhoni here. Then what is the account number? 822 something, and then 51,500. That's how it should be. I'm saying that every time that name won't be only first name and last name. It can be a middle name also might be there. Otherwise, something like VVS Lakshman also could be there, where you have the two middle names kind of thing. So, so connect data to Power BI. Do the transformation part. Do this exercise quickly and let me know. Meanwhile, I'll be checking your messages. Sumit Singh asking, sir, would you consider data cleaning? Yeah, Power Query is a data cleaning one. Yeah. People who are till the end of the sessions, only to them like certification will be provided, and also attendance purpose it is required. Guys, don't attend for the attendance or certificate, like learn it. This will be really helpful to in real time. Anmol asking like what is the other software is used for analyzing data? There are so many, and something like what do you call that, Tableau, that Cognos, IBM Cognos one. There is a ClickSense. There are so many, but this Power BI is booming now, and it is a top. Why not use macros? Hey Gaurav, like good question. To split this data, why not using the macros? See, you would have asked to everyone, like instead of direct message, so that everyone sees that message. So Gaurav is asking why not use the macros for this requirement. That's what I understood, Gaurav. So let me answer Gaurav question. There is something called VBA macros, which can be done using the Excel. Actually, I'm a VBA macros trainer as well. To split this data using the code, using the VBA macros code, it will take good time. You need to learn so many things. But now, I mean, there are many people, commerce graduates especially, they may not aware anything about the coding because that is not their subject, right? So this Power Query, you did not written any code, just you use the right click and you are done with your task. So we want dynamically needs to be done. So if the Power Query is doing it, why using the macros in this case? Yes, it can be done with the macros. It will, even experienced person also, they may take the 15 minutes at least to write that code. But here within 2 minutes, even person who is learning this first time, once they understand the concept, they can do it in 2 minutes. And going forward, if the data is increased, just refresh is enough in the Power BI. Just right click and refresh. It will add the new data also. Gaurav, did I answer your query? People who are not having that file, like let me share that file with you guys in the chat box. One minute, guys. Some network disconnect it's showing. I don't know. It is not getting connected, I guess. But you have already files with you. Just give a try. Once it is done, please let me know. I'll just have water. I'll be back. Yeah, multiple people have done. Like great. If anyone of you are not done, see this. Okay, most of you are done, right? I need not to explain, I guess. Then we'll get into another one. how about the getting data from the PDF file now? I'll be showing you how to get the data from the PDF. So click on this get data, and if you don't see the PDF, you click on the more. And here you can type the PDF. If you don't know where it is, that PDF one, instead of searching in this big list, hundreds of lists, you can type it PDF. That is our application name, right? So I'll click on this PDF, click on this connect. Where is your data? It is asking. So I'll give the path. Here is a file. Click on open. Now here you see that in the PDF file, like if I open manually directly, if I open this PDF file one, this is what the data I have. Product, store, sales amount. So normally copying this data will be tough from the PDF, right? So instead of copying like this and pasting somewhere, so I can connect to this PDF, same data, like I'll click on the table and there is showing page. No, I don't want to connect to page. I will show that table and say that enable this option and click on the transform data. Once I click on transform data, you see this product column and store sales amount. This is what the information it is giving. Where you see this. Okay, here is an interesting one. Let me open this one more time. That PDF file. If I just manually open this PDF file, where you see that Nokia, Samsung, iPhone, Micromax, and so on, it is given. That's okay. There are only three columns: product, store, and sales amount. Correct. But once it is coming to Power Query, it is actually showing product. There is column 2, then store, then sales amount. In the product, like I observe here that I is here and phone is here, but it should be iPhone. So what do you do in this case?
Merge column.
Exactly. Yes, Arya. So I'll select this product and column 2. I'll merge them. Right click and merge columns we are seeing. That's what I'm going to do it now. Merge columns. Once I merge it, Nokia with the null, it is going to merge. No problem. Null means null, right? Like whereas here I'll merge column place. I'll write the product updated or something. Otherwise, product one just to see the change. Product one and the separator will give it as a let's say space. I click OK. Now here you see that I space phone. If you don't give the space, iPhone will be without any spaces. Correct. So that is the reason I given a space as a delimiter. This is how it is showing now. So now these are the three columns of data. Same thing like now you can, I think nothing much here to do. So I can go to this close and apply. It will store the data. I mean in the Power BI, the third one. But I forgot to change the name of it. Usually I'm writing the names, right? 1, 2, 3 like this. Here I forgot to rename that query name. You can go here and from here also you can rename the 3 dots and click on the rename. Here I'll write 3 underscore get data from PDF. Enter. If we go back to data, so there also you can see what are the renamed get data from the PDF. That's what it is showing here. You click it. Yes, you can see that data. Fine. Now another example we'll take now. This is your task. Wherever you see the task that you need to do. 6.1 again same PDF file, different data set. You try to get the data from there. Tomorrow I'll be asking whether you have done that or not. If you have any queries, you can ask me tomorrow. Here is an interesting one. There is a unique list. I mean, this workbook name is unique list, 7th one. Here are some snacks. I just for the example sake, I've taken the snacks example here, but in real time, you have some product list. It could be anything. So where I have the many duplicates. You see here, pizza, again, pizza is here. Again, pizza is here. Nothing but many times it is repeated. So similarly, many other snacks also repeated here. But what we want unique list. We want to get the unique list from it. So in that case, close this while. I'll go back, get data from Excel again. As it is a popular one, Excel is a very popular to get the data. So you need not to go here to get the data from Excel. So actually you can click it from the here also. Just beside to get data, here you have the data Excel. Once I click on this Excel, this also take you to the same place. I'll click on this seventh one, unique list. I click on this, open. Now here you see that again, this is the sheet name and this is the table name. So we need to get the table name. Get data from the table, select the checkbox and don't click on the load, click on the transform data. Why I'm not clicking the load is, if I click on the load, directly that loaded the same thing without any transformation, it will load it to Power BI. That we don't want. We want to remove the duplicates. We want to have the unique list from it, correct? So that is the reason I click on the transform data. So in this transform data, all the snacks names are same thing. Whatever you see this, like the same thing you see here. I'll select this column. We need to remove the duplicates, agree? So that we'll get the unique list. So right click again, observe something. And most of the times I'm doing the right click, right? So I told you the importance of it. If you know the right click, you can do so many things using the Power Query. So right click, remove duplicates. Once I click on remove duplicates, yes, you find the unique values here. Just observe and tell me whether it is showing the really unique values or not. Do you find any duplicate?
There are.
Yeah, there are duplicates, correct? So for example, if you take that pizza, here is a pizza, again pizza, again pizza. Oh, 3, 4 times it is. What could be the reason?
Case.
Lowercase.
Exactly. Okay. So if it is a case sensitiveness, like uppercase, lowercase, and all, at least like here is a uppercase, here is uppercase, here is also uppercase. All the three uppercase it would have shown one, and lowercase one or proper case one it would have shown one. Agree. Overall, it should have shown the two, but it is showing the more than two. Yes, agree that Power Query is a case sensitive. Nothing but pizza with uppercase it will consider as a one entity, one value. Pizza with the lowercase is the other value. Pizza with the proper case is the third value. But but here, even though there are 3 times, it is the same spelling with the uppercase, but it is taking the 3 times. Reason is, apart from the spelling which you see, there is a underline underneath that space is also there, space. So that we don't see it. So what I do is, I'll select this column, right click, transform. In the transform, there is something called trim. Trim means it will remove the XE spaces. It will remove from the XE spaces from the words. For example, if I have Virat Kohli word, nothing but Virat space Kohli. Before Virat, how many space you have? If you have one space or 10 space, it will remove all of them, because before word there should not be even single space. It will remove all the spaces from Virat before to Virat, and between Virat and Kohli, if there are 3 space, it will keep the 1 space and it will remove the 2. Why? Because between word to word, you should have only 1 space. That's what it will do. So it will keep only 1 space. It won't delete all of them. Word to word, it will keep the 1 space, and remaining all space it will remove. And whereas after the end of the word, last word in this case is the Kohli. After Kohli, it will remove all the spaces if it is having. That's how it works. But whereas here we have the only one word. So if it is only one word, trailing spaces and leading spaces will remove completely. So now I'll apply that transform. In that I'll apply the trim. Once I click on the trim, it is removed that XE spaces. If there were any extra spaces was there, it is removed, but you don't see. Here also it is removed that extra spaces here also. But why it is showing the still again this 3 times pizza or 4 times pizza? Reason is
You haven't removed the duplicate or refreshed
exactly.
it.
We did it reversely. First we remove the duplicates and we apply the trim. But actually we need to apply the trim, then we need to remove the duplicates. Agree?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll close the step. I close that step. We just got the data. It is showing all the 28 data Alutiki is showing and what or whatever. So all these records. First, I'll make it as a right click, transform type. What do you do first?
Sir. Capitalize each word.
Capitalize
Trim.
each word
And trim.
and trim. Or trim first and capitalize each word also fine. So let's make it capitalize each word. All of them are in the proper case now. This uppercase is also showing in the proper case now. Right click and now transform again. And next time you apply the trim. Yes, it is applying the trim. Then now you remove the duplicates. Remove duplicates. Now you don't find any duplicate values here now. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is showing this unique list. Well and good. Let me click on this close and apply. Before that, I'll write this. This is the fourth example.
So how can we export this to
How can we
Excel?
export this data? Export to where?
Excel back. It's an
Excel
file.
back. Okay. There are two ways it can be done. One is, first of all, from Power BI, actually we'll get the data for the visualization purpose. That is our intention. So if you want this data to be transformed, data should be exported back to Excel directly. There is no direct way. You can go here, you do this copy entire table. It is copied. I'll show one more time. You click on this copy entire table. Nothing but it will select and select the copy entire table. It is in the clipboard. I'll go back to Excel or any Excel I'll open or any Word, anything you open, it is in the clipboard. So you paste it here. Once I paste it, it is showing that unique list. But every time I don't want to do that like copy and paste and all. So let me close this. But if you want to export, there is no direct way after transformation part exporting from Power BI to Excel. There is no way, whether it is Excel or something, no application, no as such in the Power BI, because intention of the Power BI is to get the data from the different application and do the visualization, not doing the just transformation. And it is not an ETL tool. This Power BI is not meant for the only just transforming one. After transforming, we need to do the next steps. So, but whereas for your question, I'll be answering in few minutes. Within Excel itself, it can be done. Of course, using the Power Query itself. I'm not going to show you with the formulas or remove duplicates kind of thing. I'll be showing you the Power Query itself in the Excel. So fine. So here we need to let something. I click on this close and apply. So it will be applied. Now my question here is, this is our file, right? Unique list. I'll open this. If I open it, again it will show the same thing. This raw data we are not modifying. There are 29 records, but after removing the duplicates, after transforming, there are 20 or 21, whatever. Let's say I'll add few more snacks names here. Then I will see in the Power BI that unique list query, is it showing that newly added list also or not? So I'll say something sweets, again sweets, duplicate records I'm taking, otherwise snack one or multiple times I'll duplicate this. Nothing but sweets is duplicate and snacks one also duplicate. Oh, snacks one, not one it is. I'll take a copy paste. Yeah, everywhere it is a snack one. So something. I'll close this. Now, if I go back to Power BI and in the data of that unique list, what is your expectation? Is that should show that newly added data or not?
No,
That,
it won't show, I
No.
guess. Because we
so
have transformed the data and not loaded.
sorry, Arya.
Maybe if we refresh it,
Exactly. If we
it
refresh,
should
it will show. if you're thinking that I need to do all the steps once again because the data has changed, no, it is not it is not worth of doing it again. One time we are done, only refresh is enough. You go to your data set. This is our unique list, right? So you go here, this unique list one. There is a three dots. Once you click on this three dots, right now you see Olutiki, but not the sweets, but not the another one. So just click on the refresh data. Once I click on the refresh data, what exactly it will do is you see that refreshing, it is done quickly, actually very small data set, right? It is done quickly, and it is showing the newly added data also, sweets and snacks one. Snacks one is repeated multiple times, but it is showing only once. Sweets also duplicate, but it's showing only once. So that unique list it is giving. So nothing but what are the steps we have done, the trimming part, that proper case, all the steps it is taken care, everything. Just refresh is enough. But if you it is refreshed only this unique list one. If you want to refresh all of them in one go, then go to home ribbon. In the home ribbon, there is something called refresh. Once you click on the refresh, it will refresh all that four queries. Right now, four queries, right? All that four queries got refreshed now. Is it
Sir,
clear?
if we
Yeah,
change the location,
that's a good question. Yeah, that's a good question. I'll be answering it now. You see this unique list file. Let me cut this and I'll go back here. I'll paste it here. Nothing but that place got changed. Earlier it was somewhere in the E drive or F drive. I mean some location, some X location, but now it is moved to Y location. Then what do you do? How do you change the? I mean, is it going to work or not? We'll see now. This unique list one only I have updated the data, right? So if I click on this refresh all, if I click on this refresh all, it is refreshing all of that one. It is saying that there is actually problem with the unique list, but it is showing that warning message loading blocked by a failure with other queries. Because of the other query, it is failed these one also. That's what it's saying. So what I can do is I'll go here first. I'll try to refresh this one. I click on the refresh data. Once I click on the refresh data, unique list, this is the query name, saying that could not find the file. Yep, Karthik data skills webinar, whatever the path it is, that entire path it is giving, and it is clearly saying that could not find a file. That's what you need to understand here. Could not find a file in this path, correct? Obviously that file we removed. So I mean we moved to some other place, so we need to tell that this person is moved from this Bangalore to Delhi, right? So similarly here also I need to mention. So how do you mention? How do you do that? I'll be showing you now. So you go here. From here also I can click on the edit query. Edit query means what? This is a query, and that one nothing but Power Query. That query we already loaded, we already done all the steps, but you want to do the modifications now, so nothing but edit query. Once I click on this edit query, it will take you to this query. All the steps: source, navigation, change type, capitalize each word, trim text, and remove duplicates. These are all the steps we have done. But if you click on the source, actually in the formula bar you can see excel.workbook file.contains CF Karthik data skills webinars. That path it is giving, that complete path. Agree? This path, if you change it here, that path with the new path, well and good. No, this is a little tough one. I mean to say, like uh, if you've done small spelling mistake also, it will again give the error. Instead of changing the path like this, what you simply can do is click on the gear icon. Here is a gear icon. In mobiles also you'll see the gear, right? Nothing but settings. So you click on the settings and it is asking, hey, file path, where is the file path? By default, it is taken at the time of creating what is the file path we given. That's what the file path it is giving. I click on the browse. I'll tell that, hey, not in this place. I'll tell that it is in desktop, and that too here. This is a 7 unique list something, right? I click open now and click OK. So that path got changed here. See users, PC, desktop, unique list. Nothing but earlier it was a lengthy path. Now it is a small. What are the path it is? So we've given this. Now you go back. I mean, like navigation, change data type. Already it is done those steps. Later capitalize each word, remove text, and remove duplicates. all the steps it is updated now. I mean, updated in the sense already we've done it. We are not done one more time. You need not to click one by one. Just we change the source. That's it. That query is what if the file is moved to some place. Then you, what do you do? Like you tell that go to the source place and tell that where is that new place. Correct. Then you refresh it. It will work now. I click on this close and apply. Yes, it is showing the data here now. The pending changes, right? It is doing the refresh. If you want to give a try now, I'll go to home ribbon. I'll click on the refresh all or only refresh one. Earlier it was showing the error. Now there is no error because it is all refreshed. Is this clear, Arya?
Yes.
Yeah. So now my question. Let's say in this path, the seventh one I moved to some other place. Fine. But what if I don't move anywhere? This fourth task, I mean third one, split data task something I given, right? So if I change the name of it, workbook name, if I change, is that going to work when I refresh it?
No, sir, don't do it. Entire path, including file name, has to be changed in the source.
Yeah, exactly. Correct. Like if I change the workbook name also, again, what are the steps I told you? Same thing. You need to do it. What do you need to do? Like you need to go to this data and go here and edit query where select that source, select the source and select the path once again. Select the path once again where instead of that old name, you will be selecting the complete path, right? So it will take the new name. Agree? Same
Yes,
step.
sir.
Yes.
Sir, can you please repeat?
Yeah, Anmol. See, the question here is, what if I change the workbook name or some application name, that notepad or it could be access or anything. If the name is changed again, when you click on the refresh, it won't work. What do you need to do? You click on the source, the settings, and if the earlier the name was 7 unique list, now the name is 7 unique list 2, then you go here and change that to what is the new name. Whether you type it or click on the browse and select it, both are same. And now after that, click on the refresh, it will work. Understood? Anmol?
So,
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Arya? Yeah, tell me.
so I have one more query. The data that we are importing, like every time we're using different files. So on the right hand side, we see the file names. So when we save, do we need to save each data separately or all the 4 tables?
No. All of them are in the within one Power BI file. All these four are within the one Power BI only. Like introduction to Power Query, that is our file name. So within this, all these 4 are available. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Now let's see another example here. Now, like the sixth one I told you, like yours task, and seventh one I just moved that workbook to some other place, and eighth one append queries. What do you mean by append queries? I'll show you now. Let's say someone is having the 3 factories. In the 3 different factories, I mean 3 factories, factory 1, factory 2, and factory 3, they produce the different products. So these are the products here, and these are the different products, and so on. So these 3 factories we have. What exactly we want is all these 3 factories related unique list we want. But observe here that like here, some products which is there in the factory 1, they may be producing here also in the factory 2 also. For example, product 9 is here, and also product 9 is in the factory 1 also. Whereas factory 3 also, that product 9 could be there. Right, and within that also there is a duplicate product 9 here, again a product 9 here. Agree? But there might be like product 108, it might be producing only in the factory 3 but not in the factory 2, but not in the factory 1. Overall, what I want, the unique list of the products. so that I'll get to know that in these three factories, these are the three products which we are producing, manufacturing. So I'll close this file. There are three tables. You see that names also in the design ribbon. You can see the table 1. This is the table 1. This is the table 2. And here is the table 3. And the sheet names are factory 1, factory 2, and factory 3. Remember that. Now I'll go back to our Power Query, get data from Excel, and I'll give the path. I have the path, right? Copy. And here also you can paste, enter. Yeah, from here, append queries and click on this open. Now here you see that append queries table 1, 2, 3. These are the tables, and factory 1, factory 2, and factory 3. If I click on factory 1, it's showing the factory 1 data like this, 2 and 3. But we don't want that sheets data. These are the sheets, but we want to get it from the tables. So not only one table, we want to get it from the three tables. So first time I'm showing you multiple tables also, you can get it, load it at a time. So table 1, table 2, table 3. Instead of load, you can click on the transform data. You see this three tables it is showing, table 1, table 2, table 3, nothing but three queries it is. So what we want, we don't want the three queries like this. It should be only one query where it needs to merge, where it needs to append. Instead of merge, I call it as an append, where these three products needs to be in the one place. Agree? So
Yes, sir.
yeah. So what I do is this table 1 or table 2, table 3, any one of them you select. Once you select that one, in the home ribbon of the Power Query, you have something called append queries, not merge, append queries. Like append this queries to another query in this file. Once I click on this drop down, it will ask you append queries and append queries as a new. There's two options we have. Append queries means it will append other queries also within this. If I click on this append queries as new, it will create the new query. So let me go with the append queries as a new. Once I click on it, it will tell you that it will ask you that whether you have the two tables to append or three or more. If it is three or more than that, you select that option. We have the three, right? So that is the reason I'm selecting the three or more. So it is asking, hey, these are the different queries we have. This data is nowhere related to our table 1, 2, 3. So don't add them here. So for table 1, table 2, table 3, we want to append into one, right? So table 1 is already showing tables to append place. It is already showing. So select the table 2 and add. So table 2 is also going to add. Table 3, select it and add. So this three tables, 1, 2, 3, we are going to append into one. Click OK. Once I click OK, it is going to create a new query called append one, where you see the all the products at one place. Is this clear? Is this clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But the one thing here is we have the duplicate products. Here is a product 5, again product 5 multiple times it may be. So we need to make it as a unique list. So in such case, select it, right click. Some places they may have uppercase and lowercase also. So let's make it as a proper case. Then we'll remove the duplicates. If you want, you make it as a trim also. Sometimes they may have the extra spaces. For better side, I'll make it as a capitalize each word and right click, transform and make it trim. I've capitalized each word done and also trim text, and now remove the duplicates. Right click and remove duplicates. Here is the remove duplicates. Once I click on it, earlier it was at some 34 records. Now it is showing the 23 rows. Earlier it was at 34 or 38 or how I say it is. Once I go here, you can see the number here. One column and 34 rows. Yeah, 34 rows are here. But after applying this remove duplicates, it is showing the 23 rows only. Understood this?
Yes, sir. So, if, from the three factories, which of them were common? Here it's all merged. Don't know which factory, whether a product was there in all three. How would we know that with Power Query?
Oh, that's a good question. In tomorrow's session, I'll be showing you there is something called custom formula we can write. So in that custom formula one, yes, we can get the factory name as well. I mean, like factory one or factory two, factory three. Yes, you can show that one as well. Yes. So yeah, but here I want to see. This is my query. Like I want to see all of them in the sorted one. Nothing but product one should be one, then product two, then product three, and so on. I think you know about the sorting in Excel, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
If I open it, like here are the all our products, right? If I go here, like I want to sort like this, A to Z or Z to A. If I click on this A to Z, oh, 103, 108, it is not sorted. Look like it is not sorted. But actually these are the starting with a one, right? What is our expectation is in this product 9 or 3 are there, right? So product 9 should be there, then product and there is a product 5, actually product 5, then 9, then after that I think 23, then 30, and so on. Nothing but number wise it should be sorted. Agree? Because it is alphanumeric, it won't sort it that way because it is alphanumeric. But however, that is our requirement. So if you want to do that in the Power BI one, you can go here and you can say ascending order. Again, it is working same as the what do you say that Excel one, 103, 108, 125, and so on. Then 2 it is showing. After 2, the 23, and so on. So this is not the proper way of sorting. Of course, this is working same as Excel one, but we don't want this way. After product one, it should be product two if it is available. If it is not product two, then show me the product three, and so on. So in this case, any idea what can be done? This sorting is not working. I'll close that step.
So can we it and then sort it on the number thing and then merge the cell?
Superb. That's the answer. We can split this data. We have space as a delimiter, right? So split the data into 2 columns. Otherwise, you take a duplicate column. You see that duplicate column? I'm not touching this. I duplicated the column. Now split column by delimiter. Here is a space as a delimiter. Each occurrence of the delimiter and click OK. Now here you see that all the products are here and that number 6, 9, and so on. As it is numbers, you can sort it. First, I'll remove this column. There is no need of this column, right? So remove it. So here are all the numbers. So I'll go here. I'll change it to ascending order. Once I click on ascending order, can you see that product 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, and so on? As we sorted this is also sorted now. 1, 2, 5, 6. There is no third and fourth product. That is the reason it's not showing. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 19, and so on. So it is sorted ascending order. If you want descending order, yes, you can do the descending order. It is showing the descending order. But we want that ascending itself. Let it be ascending. So after doing this, all this, like I'll right click and remove it. Once I click on this remove column, it will be there. Still it works. You refresh it. I mean, if anytime new data is coming, if the new, let's say product 999 is there, so it will show at bottom. You can give a try that. Close and apply. You see this in this data set. Open queries. Let's say another product I'll add. In the factory 2 I'll add, let's say. Product 999, let's say. It should be the last one, right? Or here I'll go factory 1. I'll add product 500. 2 products has been added. Now if I go back here, append 1, it is not showing that 500 or 999. Just simply click on refresh data. It is showing the product 500 and also 999 at bottom because it is sorted. It is not showing any splitted columns and all because all the steps are already done. and final data, this is what it is showing now. Is this clear to all? Okay. Dhruvi is asking if any Excel file overwritten will refresh data in BI will error appear. Yeah, I think I answered that query, right, Dhruvi? If it is overwritten or added any new data, once you click on the refresh, it will be taken care. Every time we are keep on adding a new data. Otherwise, existing data also you can modify. It will once you refresh, it will take the new data one. It will show the updated data. So shall I ask you to do this appending one, all the three queries into one? Append the three tables. Do it now. Same thing, whatever explained, that appending one, nothing but that example 8th, you work on that now. Okay. Amisha Rajani is asking that, suppose if we add product 3, then how it will get adjusted? Yeah, it will get adjusted. Quickly look into this. I'll open this. There is no product 3, right? If you observe this, in our report, in data, there is no product 3, correct? Product 1, product 2, we have 3 and 4, we don't have. But let's say I'll add any of the factory. Let's say product 3 also I'll add it. Any sequence, whether you add it inside of it or below to it, anywhere is fine. Let's say this product name is many times repeated, right? Let me add it here. Let me make it as a product 3 now. By mistake, I written the product 9, assume, and I change it to product 3 now. Save the file, I close it. It is not showing the product 3 yet because you did not refresh yet. You need to refresh. The question here is now whether you are going to refresh append 1 or table 1 or table 2, table 3. You don't know which table it is got refreshed. But all this, which table got updated. But remember that this append is coming from the all these three tables. So I'll go to this append, I'll click on the refresh data. It is refresh, and actually internally it is refresh the table 1, 2, 3 also. So you see that product 3 also showing now.
Sir, what to write the space between product and the number? I think you meant that product 3. If product 3 was written as one word, no space in between, then it's a typo. So then we can't just help it, right?
We cannot help. If all the data in that format, then we can think some solution.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
So see, yeah, system won't understand that, right? Like there is no space and all. If all of them is not having the space, then well and good. We can do some other. We can split it into all the product is a common, right? So we can remove that part, find and replace, and we can get that whatever the product ID numbers. But in that case, the example which you asked, there is no help. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's see another example now. I hope that is done like append queries one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Let's see this unpivot data one. There is another example here. All my data is in this format. Understand that format. All the products are here, which are in the column. All the products, product names. Always remember, data should be in the tabular format. Tabular format means what? Each category wise. The one category. Let's say all the product category. All the products should be in the one column. So yeah, it is in the one column. That's okay. This is not a product actually. Company you can say, or model. I'll call it as a company. So all that companies are in the one column, well and good. But whereas like where you're selling this Nokia product, you're selling in the Flipkart, Amazon, Snapdeal, Paytm, whatever it is, Paytm and direct sales. It could be anything. So whichever it is, these all are the sellers. The sellers information should not be in the different columns. It should be one category. All are vendors, the sellers. It should be in another column. Nothing but ideally the data should be like this: company in one column, and all the sellers should be in the another column, and the sales amount like this. What I mean, this Nokia company should be here, and after that, all this Flipkart, whoever it is. Sorry, typo. Take the copy of this and go here, paste special values, transpose. I mean, I copy pasted or type it manually, whatever you think, drag it down. So this Nokia Flipkart sales is what? This is the one, right? I'll take a copy and paste it. Instead of copy pasting like this, I'll take a copy all of them and go here. If I paste it, it will paste it vertically, but it should be vertical, not horizontal. Control Z. So I can transpose that. Alt ES, paste special, transpose, click OK. It is transposed like this. But I need to do this for all of them. Samsung, take a copy and paste it. Again, same this, right? Like otherwise you can copy from here also, copy it and paste it here. This Samsung needs to be drag it down. And Samsung related sales we need to copy. I copied that and coming here, paste special values, transpose, enter. By mistakenly, instead of copying the Samsung sales, you see that Samsung sales, instead of copying this, I copied that iPhone. No, you copy their ideas and you copy their sales numbers, not correct. So when you do manual work, this kind of errors can occur. But instead of doing this way, how it can be done easily with the Power BI, that Power Query, I'll be showing you now. I close this workbook. Unpivot data one we are going to discuss here. I'll get data from Excel. This ninth example. Click on this open. And table, yeah, table of data. And you see the difference here. Source data one, it is showing this source data, and right side also you see this. There are blank columns, company one, vendor, sales amount, nothing but this is output which we are looking for, right? So when you take this sheet, it will take the whole data, whatever data you have, but we don't want. We want only the table one data. So select the table. Yeah, this is what the data we need to get. So select that checkbox and instead of load, click on the transform data because we want to do that some transformation part. It will open the Power Query editor. in the Power Query editor. Company, which are in the one column, it should be in the tabular format. All the category, one category should be one column. Yes, it is fine. Whereas the problem is from the Flipkart onwards to till the direct sales one. So I'll select all of them, the problematic columns one, which we want to change. What do you call that? Like they are showing in the different columns. We want to make it in the one column one, nothing but each category in the one columns. So select those columns, right click. There is an option called unpivot columns, nothing but selected columns. You are going to unpivot it. Once I click on this unpivot columns, it is showing that company, attribute and value. Company, attribute and value. It will change automatically that attribute. You need not to worry. Instead of attribute, you change it as a vendor. What are the name you want, you can give it. And here you can change value place. You can change it as a sales amount. Now you see this here amount. Nokia, Flipkart 2500, Nokia, Amazon 4500, and so on. Then Samsung, then iPhone, and so on. So that's how it is, guys. Just you update it. I mean, only one step I have done. This is how the data is looking like. But I just done a one step called unpivot columns. If you want me to show it again, I'll close the steps. I'll do it again. This is how the data is. Select the problematic columns one, that which I want to change that to different columns to one column. Select those columns, right click, unpivot columns. That's it. Now you see this. This is already properly there. Like then attribute and value showing. So once you're done, like you can go here. This is the append analyzer. You can click on this close and apply. Yeah, this is your task, 10th one. Just do that. Like what exactly you required, I'll tell you. Here is a sales channel, whether it is online sales or offline sales. This is what normally happening now, right? So our sellers, our business people, they'll do the online sales and also offline sales. They have the store, they'll sell it offline. They also do the dealing with the online. So they want to see, they want to analyze online how much sales, offline how much sales, and so on. So the sales channel in one category is well and good, and product also in the product or company name is showing in the another column is fine. But these products are selling in the Flipkart, Amazon, Snapdeal, and so on. So nothing but these two are not a problematic one. These are the fields which you need to unpivot. And also what you do is you add one more record. Just what are the record you want to add, either online or offline, write it, and some new product name you write it, and some sales number you write it. Once you refresh, it should be your Power Query should take in care the this newly added record also. Obviously, right? Because it may not be only this records. You might be keep adding the new records. At the time, just refresh, it should work. So can you please do this task now? The 10th task.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Take 2 minutes time and do it quickly. Yeah.
So the vendors only get unpivoted, right? Nothing to change about the product or the online offline channel.
Yes. Sales channel and product ID should not change.
Okay, sir. Done.
So, done? Okay, great. Any questions so far? I'm not explaining new topic now, like time constraint. So we'll be discussing tomorrow. Like if you have any questions, we have 4 more minutes. Please let me know so that I'll try to answer it.
Sir, when we'll be learning the charts?
Our intention of this training, this webinar one is for Power Query only, but chats and all not part of this training. But actually, like yeah, this Power Query is a starting point for the Power BI. So once after Power, what do you call that? Like after Power Query, the data modeling coming to picture. There are something called DAX functions. Then we get into visualization. So that is the third part actually. Oh yeah, tomorrow I'll be showing you that Sumedh Singh, is the process the same when you're pulling data from online databases? Yes. Yeah. There are some videos already there. Few of them I created in the YouTube channel. You can see my screen, I guess. YouTube.com and data skills. Enter. Like here you see like IPL dashboards and all we created using this Power Query. You see that Power Query one. If possible, you can subscribe to this YouTube channel of data skills. You're getting to know many new things in it. Excel, Python, Power BI, data science also we are starting. So all these things you can get to know. So tomorrow I'll be showing many other examples how to get the data from the SQL, how to get the data from the websites, and if conditions that till now we have not written any conditions as such, like how to write the conditions and how to do the transformation part. More in detail we'll be discussing. So please join on time so that like we can discuss in detail. And if you have not received any files, please check with ma'am. She already shared with you. Check your inbox first, search it with